Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT coming to you once again live from Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. Battleground maybe one day away, but NXT is turning into a battleground of its own in the midst of the NXT Championship matchup just 2 weeks away from tonight between the man you see on your right there, Coren, and the champion Kazuchika Okada. Tonight, Coren in action for the first time since TakeOver Brooklyn, to the best of my knowledge. He'll be going one-on-one with the man he has sabotaged and the man he has attacked for at least 2 weeks now. That is, of course, the youngster Tyler Bate. It is Bate who Coren has been using literally as bait to try and get his way with the NXT general management, and he finally got that last week. However, the sickening actions that followed up by Coren were far from what we expected. The strike from Coren on the general manager, Larry Zbyszko, has certainly caused a huge problem within the NXT management, and they are looking to do their best to try and make sure that 2 weeks from now, Coren doesn't walk out with that NXT championship. You speak about the champion, you speak about Okada, he's in action as well tonight. Kazuchika Okada will go one-on-one with the former NXT Global Champion, Bret Hart, who has demanded on a number of occasions that he be given the shot, that he be given an opportunity. Well, tonight he gets just that when he goes one-on-one with the champion in non-title action. If Bret Hart was able to pull out a huge win here, it could really change things up in the future for the Hitman. We'll see what's going to happen in regards to that, but as for now, we're going to get things underway with Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. So it'll be an entertaining way, I think, to kick things off tonight at NXT, despite the whole other regards going on, you know, with, of course, the two big matches here tonight. But as for right now, Cedric Alexander looks to continue on his recent rise in momentum. And of course, he got underway last week when he beat Noam Don one-on-one action. And there is serious talk in the midst of the NXT general management right now into giving Cedric Alexander the next shot at NXT Global Champion Kurt Angle, who of course defended his championship last week against the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. But Cedric could be next in line for it. Kurt Angle says he wants to be a fighting champion, and he wants to defend that belt as often as he can even. So Cedric certainly, I don't think, is going to be one to say, I'm not going to, you know, he's not going to be one to turn down the opportunity, I think, to go after that championship. Look at how well Pete Dunne did last week as well in his opportunity to try and become champion. The same could happen to Cedric, and he could get his name out there. However, tonight Cedric's got to fight Kurt Angle's tag team partner, Shelton Benjamin, one-on-one. And Benjamin and Angle have come to blows to get, you know, in the past. I mean, in the past by that I mean like, what, 3 weeks ago, I guess? With, of course, the battle between those two to determine the #1 contender for the Global Championship. Which, of course, Kurt Angle won and then went on to win the championship the week after. Benjamin, though, could get a shot at that championship should he win here tonight. I'm not saying it's a #1 contenders match. I am saying, though, it's a showcase of these two men's talent, and I think the favorite to win this one has got to be Shelton Benjamin. He has the experience factor. I just think Shelton knows how to work around Cedric, knows how to break the young man down, and knows, most importantly, how to get the win as well. We'll see what's going to happen in regards to that, but this one is underway here to kick things off on NXT. What should be another big night of action on NXT. Got some interesting matches on the way. And of course, those two huge matches tonight between Coren against Tyler Bate, of course, and Okada against Bret Hart. You can already feel NXT getting ready for that huge meet 2 weeks from now for that NXT Championship. The night before the season finale, the night before No Way Out, NXT is going to be looking to try and get the talk of the town by successfully putting on perhaps an incredible matchup. And I think for the worst case scenario for NXT, crowning a new champion. Well, of course, we'll have to wait and see what will happen in regards to that 2 weeks from now. Instead, we'll focus on tonight. We'll focus on this matchup right now. Cedric with a few strikes there to Benjamin, but Benjamin quick to fight back from them. Nice uppercut there. Cedric goes right back down, and Shelton Benjamin has got an early lead in this one. Some shots attempted there, but it's quickly countered by Cedric. Oh, what a spinning, what a kind of a jumping kick there, right in the back of the head. Caught him on the money, and into the leg. Here goes Cedric Alexander now looking to explode away with some offense. Cedric going to use his agility here, going to demonstrate it up on the top. Double foot stomp, misses it, but he stays up on his feet. Not for much longer though, as Benjamin sends him down there. And now Shelton Benjamin taking matters into his own hands. Nasty backbreaker there onto Cedric Alexander, and the gold standard is firmly in the driver's seat now. Let's see what he'll pull off here. Oh, Samoan drop by Shelton Benjamin. Didn't expect to see that one, to be fair, but he certainly got Cedric with it into the cover now. Cedric still got a lot of fight left in him as he kicks out early there. Going after the arm now is Benjamin. Trying to wear down that arm, trying to take away the lumbar check from Cedric. Certainly something that could pan out if he wants it to. Once more, wrenching on that arm, keeping Cedric in this hold and keeping him pinned down. Shelton Benjamin in firm control on the mat there. Spinning kick in the gut. That one catches Cedric flush as well. Oh, but what a loaded forearm shot that one was. Almost wound that one up and caught him right in the money with it. Cedric, though, needs some bigger maneuvers if he wants to get the win in this one. Good work there by Shelton. Looked like he was trying something, but walked right into the path of a DDT by Cedric Alexander. Now what will the youngster look for here? Oof, dropping the boot there onto the face of Shelton Benjamin. Not the smartest idea here, though, by Cedric. Should stay on Shelton Benjamin. Should not stray away, really, from his path, I guess the best thing you could say is. Great counter, though, once more by Cedric. But look at his inability to capitalize there, and he's going to pay for it now, because here comes a T-bone by Shelton. Connects on the money. Into the cover here. Will it put away Cedric? There's one. Cedric's arm was in the ropes. Like he just stretched it so he could get it into the ropes, and that was a very smart idea by Cedric Alexander. But Shelton still in a vast array of control. Leapfrogs there over Cedric, and now what's he going to look for here? Turns him over, and oh, it's an ankle lock. It's an ankle lock. And you think about the man they're trying to meet down the line here. A shot of Kurt Angle could go to either one of these men, and Shelton with his ankle lock almost pitch perfect, almost telling a picture here as he locks it in. The move of his tag team partner and the move of the man he could fight in a few weeks from now, trying to get Cedric to tap out with it. Cedric showing a great deal of heart, and Cedric fights out of it. Incredible to see there. Cedric not done, it seems. Northern Lights suplex there. He needs a fight back now. He needs to do something quickly if he wants to win this one. And that looks to be just what he's trying to do here. Out on the apron. Will he look to fly? Yes, he will. The leaping clothesline. And we know what this can be a lead into. It's a matter of whether or not he'll go for it. And he is. Cedric Alexander, from the clutch of defeat, could close in on a great victory. Has him up. Lumbar check. Look at that one. Caught him right on the money there. And knees dug into the back. Needs to hook that leg, and he does so. But I think Shelton's arm is under the ropes. Referee says it isn't. Cover. And Cedric Alexander pulls out a huge win. As I said, from the clutches of defeat, Cedric is your winner in this one. And does that mean coming up in the future for Cedric Alexander is a shot against the NXT Global Champion? It could well be, because that one was a very well hit maneuver there and a very well struck out victory for Cedric Alexander. Kurt Angle better pay attention to this guy, because he could be up next for his title. We'll find out, of course, in the future, but as for right now, things are looking mighty fine for Cedric Alexander's title hopes. Anyway, we're going to move on now to our next contest. You want to talk about someone who's had title hopes? Well, there's still hope for Ruby Riot to get another shot to that title. She just has to go through another NXT woman in her way, and that one tonight is Billie Kay. Those two are up in action next. You think back to last week, and I know there was a bit of a something else to pay attention to, I think is the best way of putting it, in the fact that, you know, the women's match was right after the huge altercation between Coren and Larry Zbyszko, but Peyton Royce's performance last week was far below what is expected of her. She struggled greatly against Ember Moon. And now it is down to the other member of the iconic duo, Billie Kay, to actually salvage something for these two women. However, I would argue she's got a very tough opponent and a very hungry opponent, in the fact that Ruby Riot now has had 3 shots at that title and has come up so close on every occasion. The first one, she was inches away, and the second and the third one, she hasn't been pinned in to lose the matchup. That must be gut-wrenching for this woman, especially when you look back at 2 weeks ago when they had that triple threat at episode 200. Ruby Riot hit her finisher on Peyton Royce and then was thrown out of the ring by Nikki Cross. Now, I know that's a measure of revenge towards Peyton Royce for the way Royce took the title away from Cross some time back, but for Ruby Riot, for a woman who has come so far in such a fast time, it must be gut-wrenching. It must be almost heartbreaking to think about, that you get that close and then all of a sudden someone comes along, takes it away from you, and they get to celebrate in the limelight and you have to watch from the sidelines. Ruby Riot, though, as you can see, she's not letting it get to her. She's not letting it wear her down. She is still got a lot of momentum within her, a lot of fire within her, and she wants to use it tonight. Try and overcome Billie Kay, and potentially have to overcome Ember Moon to get to her prime target, which is, of course, Nikki Cross. We're underway here, and look at the quick start by Ruby Riot here on Billie Kay, just trying to get something underway very quickly in order to try and get the win here, and get, I guess, get these opponents past her. Big chuck that was, though, by Billie Kay, but now Ruby Riot suddenly back into control here, and she's the one working down Billie Kay. Ruby Riot now needs to do pretty much anything possible in order to overcome Billie Kay here tonight, in order to achieve the victory, and doesn't want to let Peyton Royce get to her. Of course, the last time Royce and Riot were in a ring together one-on-one, it was Royce who got the win. But Ruby Riot can take solace in the fact that, of course, even though she has come up short 3 times for that NXT Women's Championship, she has a win over the NXT Women's Champion in one-on-one action. I think she is the only woman in one-on-one action who has pinned Nikki Cross thus far, which is something to behold in itself. And the show is why Ruby Riot should be taken so seriously within this women's division, and why, once she is out of her way, once she is past NXT, Ruby Riot, wherever she goes, Raw, SmackDown, is going to be a serious contender for either title. Right now, though, we got Billie Kay in total control here, keeping Ruby Riot on the mat. She's almost demanding that she gets up to her feet here. Went for a diving shoulder tackle. Ruby had enough time to read it, and she gets out of the way of that one. Nice neck breaker into reverse DDT there. Kind of like a sweeping transition, I suppose you could say. A good leg drop there, dropping down onto Billie Kay. And oh, Kay getting a little bit down and dirty, I guess you could say, in order to try and get an advantage there. Great work, though, by Ruby Riot to get herself out of that one. Dragon suplex here. Billie Kay in trouble. There's the bridge now by Ruby Riot, but it's a very early kick out by Billie Kay. Peyton Royce has done nothing to intervene yet. She's just watching on, it seems. As of right now, in the corner goes Billie Kay once more, and Riot again walking the ropes with ease to hit that maneuver. What will the youngster look for here? She's going up to that top rope. She's going to use her agility here. Top rope leg drop. Great elevation. And now Riot's feeling it. She may look to make Billie Kay eat defeat. And she connects with it on the money. Cover here on Kay to try and put her away, to try and make it a terrible week for the iconic duo. And she does it. Ruby Riot is your winner here in a much more dominant fashion, I would argue, than Ember Moon pulled it off. And it shows that the iconic duo are struggling within the... Oh, no! Within... I was about to say within the NXT Women's Division, but here's the champion of that division. Here's Nikki Cross. She runs past Peyton Royce. And Royce is getting an up-close and personal view of this. Royce is just watching on here. It's like she wants to get involved, I think. I swear Royce is just watching what is practically the triple threat from 2 weeks ago unfolding. And Royce is joining in here on the beatdown. But Riot is fighting back. Peyton Royce, though, screwing Ruby Riot out of this chance to try and stand tall. And she is very happy with her job. Both women talking down there to Ruby Riot. And you can see her trying to fight here. You can see her trying to hold her own against the champion, but Peyton Royce is just watching on in her sly ways. And now a double team here onto Riot. Double DDT. Riot down. Who would have thought that Peyton Royce and Nikki Cross would work together to get what they wanted? Riot is down here, and Nikki Cross seems awfully pleased about the job she has just done. Well, it certainly goes to show that Riot is always on the mind of the champion. And Peyton Royce is trying to do whatever it takes to get her name back out there. But certainly it seems Ruby Riot and Nikki Cross may well have another adventure to go on. And may well have another battle in their sights. We want to talk about battles. We want to talk about the NXT Championship matchup that's coming up in 2 weeks. And to do that right now, we're going to talk about the challenger. Because Coren is in action next against Tyler Bate. Alright, well now it's time to feel how serious it is. It's now time to get into the real nitty-gritty of it all, and it's now time to almost universally side with Tyler Bate in this moment, just because of how much this youngster's been through, just because of how much this youngster's been tortured thanks to Coren. He's been attacked on numerous occasions by him. He's been laid out by him. He's been used as almost a whipping boy by Coren for his own advantage. And Tyler Bate here tonight finally has reached his breaking point. It was Bate who demanded this matchup as a result of last week. He says he devotes this matchup tonight to everyone who has been screwed over by Coren, to everyone who has been beaten up for no reason and laid out by that man. Tyler Bate knows Coren's a selfish sack of shit, and he will do whatever it takes to get himself ahead. Well, Tyler Bate says no more. He devotes it to everyone who's been beaten up, and he most importantly devotes it to Larry Zbyszko. Because if it wasn't for Zbyszko, Bate wouldn't have a job here. And when he watched Zbyszko being beaten up by this selfish man last week, Bate had enough. He was finally at his breaking point. Being beaten up week by week had done its dues. And finally, he wanted this shot. He wanted Coren. He needed Coren one-on-one to take all this anger out and to go one-on-one with him. But last week, it was Coren who stood tall, and it was Coren who got his way. You think back to last week. After all these weeks of beating someone up, after all these weeks of declaring how he wants a shot at Okada, Zbyszko caved in last week and was forced to give him that shot, essentially. Coren, a master manipulator, essentially backed up Zbyszko to a wall and forced Zbyszko to act. And Zbyszko did act. He acted wholeheartedly. And I hope here tonight, not only Bate gets his revenge, but 2 weeks from now, Okada gets his revenge and proves that the actions of Zbyszko were just, and all of Coren's attempts to try and make Zbyszko make this mistake will come right back to bite him in the arse. That's all I can hope for. But it's certainly one thing we can't ignore, and that's how dangerous Coren is. And you can see in the corner there, Tyler Bate just amped up and ready to go. And we're underway now with this one, and it's Bate. He may not have swung first, but he strikes first. This youngster has had so many great opportunities already. He's already had a shot at the NXT Championship. And if he could defeat Coren here tonight, which no one's done in a one-on-one matchup yet, it would certainly speak volumes about how far this youngster could go. But you know that that's not in the mind of Coren. He's got something else he wants to prove. He's got an example he wants to make out of Bate here tonight. Tried an atomic drop there, did Tyler Bate, and he pays for it. Oh, pile driver. A stalling one as well. Took his time before he dumped him on his head. Made that blood rush into his skull before he struck it. And he's not done yet with whatever else he's able to execute. Has up in a torture rack position and dumps him down there with a swinging neck breaker. This is the #1 contender now, truly starting to take charge in this one. He is now having his way. Is a counter though by Bate. Finally, can Bate start to fight back a little bit more? Yes, he can. He uses his strength to his advantage there to hit that Northern Light suplex. But it's only temporary, it seems, before Bate is right back into the swing of things again. Beaten up by this man. Luther's press. A dig at a brawler past against Stone Cold Steve Austin. That is exactly what he does. In Coren's mind, he beats someone up and he takes their move from them. And you look at the list of names he's beaten up. He has beaten up Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's beaten up Chris Sabin, the man who brought him into this universe, mind you. Just for his own ego. What a jumping sidekick though that was. The agility from this man is unbelievable to watch, and I think we're going to get another torture rack neck breaker here. Yes, we are. You can see the way Bate's body shakes around as a result of it. He feels the impact of it. Into the cover now goes Coren, trying to put Bate away here, but Bate still got too much heart left in him to be put away just yet. In the corner now, Bate is sent, and who knows what this man has in action now. Up on that second rope. What could we see? Oh! It was like a, I guess, a stun gun almost, but in a front face lock. Coren now, diving headbutt from the top rope. And as if Tyler Bate wasn't feeling enough pain already, he's going to get something that Coren has struck onto him already. And Coren has struck onto a great number of superstars. That maneuver, I still don't really know what the name of it is, but we know what it helps to set up. And we know what Coren looks for after it. Went for the clock, strikes 12 there, but Bate pulled out the reversal. And now Bate is beginning to act again. Spiraling back into life here. A great power bomb there, and all of a sudden, Bate is acting now. Bate is right back into the swing of things. Here come the uppercuts. He hit these last week on Pentagon Jr. And he's looking to hit them tonight on the #1 contender. In the corner, huge uppercut. In the corner, another huge uppercut. Coren staggering on his feet, and Tyler Bate with a dropkick sends him down. Bate is getting right back in the swing of things, and you've got to commend that about him. Bate will not say no. He won't step down from a fight. He'll battle right until the end, and he'll send Coren on an airplane spin now. Round and round and round we go, time and time again. How has he managed to come back this far? I don't know, but it could all well come to an end right now. Clock strikes 12. And you can almost feel the surge, all the adrenaline just fly out of this arena once that was hit. Cover by Coren here. Bate could be done for. I think he was busted open from it as well. Coren doesn't finish it yet. Bate kicks out at 2. And the frustration emerging from the #1 contender now as a result of that. Bate still continuing on here. Look at how he's still fighting back here. Looking for a big slam now down onto the #1 contender, but oh, dumped there with a high angle DDT, and look at the blood now. Oh, this is a scene we've seen almost too many times from Bate recently. Oh my god. I don't know what that was. It was a back suplex, like almost a back suplex into a GTS, and it does it. Finally, Coren shows a little bit of mercy and lets Tyler Bate go. He's had his way with Bate. He busted open the poor man just to prove his point. Look at the blood caking down the face of Bate. Oh, come on. Really? Have you no shame? Have you no guts at all? It appears not. Coren with a pile driver now. Bate can hardly stand here. And that's just how Coren likes it. He's going to make it even worse for him. Double underhook brainbuster. And there's just one piece of the puzzle left to fit in to end it. Bate's torture ended as the clock strikes 12. Some men do this because they want to prove a point. Some men do this as a way of action. Coren does it just so people pay more attention to him. Just because he can. This is a man who does not want to save NXT for the better. He wants to doom it in his own way. He wants to bring about its death, and he wants to be the one to put the final nail in the coffin. This is a man who is so selfish, he kicked away the very man who brought him into this universe. There is no shame in the mind of Coren, and there is only one thing on his mind, and that is the NXT Championship. Whether or not he'll take that away in 2 weeks is still to be found out, but let's just all hope that the answer to that question is no. He doesn't take it away. We'll find out in the future. We're going to have to move on here. I hope Tyler Bate's okay. We're going to move on to our next contest now. It's going to be the Rated R show against the Broken Kings. Well, I think we know what we're in for with this one. We're in for a bit of a bizarre land when the other team comes out. But here comes the team that were incredibly close to capturing those NXT Tag Team titles 2 weeks ago. The Rated R show. First out, of course, comes Edge. And Edge isn't even going to get any time. He's not even going to get time to do his entrance. Because here come the Broken Kings right from the bat. No pyro for Edge tonight. The Broken Kings getting things underway by going after the weaker of the two, and they should probably hurry up with that, because here comes the world's largest athlete, the Big Show, in tow here. And he has made his way, he has hightailed it down here to go after the to go after Macho Man. And the Macho Man runs into the ring here. And we're underway. Edge and Savage are going to start this one off. Matt Hardy letting his fellow Bizarre member, his fellow Broken assailant, get this one underway against the man who really has been shining in this tag team division with his tag team partner. The Rated R show were kind of put together on a whim, and they haven't exactly got the best reputation from the crowd. But that doesn't make a difference. They have been a standout team, if you ask me. And this has reinvigorated both these guys' careers. Because as I said, NXT are really changing things up and are really looking to become a true developmental / fourth brand in the future. So it's a good thing these two guys have been able to make themselves something relevant again. Or otherwise they could have been facing the chop, as I know a great deal of people already are. Edge is certainly the one now in a bit of control as we get things underway here. But here goes Savage now. Oh my God. Running elbow there. Firmly planted him with that one. And now Macho Man looking to try and get something going here for the Broken Kings in the corner. Trying to make the tag into Edge. Edge quick to fight out of it. And quick to take action as well. Tornado DDT in the corner. Edge going to look for the execution here early on. Savage, though, pulling out the reversal. Imagine how awkward that would have been for this tag team matchup if only one member of each team was in it, and it ended right there. Tag made, though. Matt Hardy is in. Broken Matt Hardy now going to work on the Rated R Superstar. Let's see what will happen here now as this one develops onwards. Matt has him up in the air looking for a suplex maybe. Edge pulls out the reversal, and I fear right now that we may see the arrival of the world's largest athlete. Edge lifts him up, has him up on his shoulders here. Fireman's carry, flapjack. And with that now, here comes the tag into the Big Show. This is where things get interesting. Much like how Jason Jordan was the difference maker for American Alpha in their tag match, Big Show is always the difference maker in a tag team matchup. There is no one like the Big Show. And he has proven that on a great number of occasions already in NXT. Huge headbutt there for Matt Hardy, but as broken as he is, I don't think he's going to be feeling that. I mean, as broken as he is, he would be feeling that one. I don't think as much as someone else would. Matt Hardy. Look at this shit. Tactical here by Matt. Locking Big Show in between the ropes and going after the back there. Trying to make Big Show practically walk around in agony. As he looks to tag Savage back in here. Let's see what these two men will go for. Oh my god, we're going to get an extreme... There's the twist of fate and a swanton by Macho Man. These two men have entirely lost it. Who knew Macho Man could hit a swanton bomb? Certainly not me. Oh, he caught him right in the face there. Big Show turned into that kick from the Macho Man, and now trying to unload away with strikes here. Look at the strength there being demonstrated. Something about being broken that is certainly helping these two men become almost a better team all of a sudden. Oofed. Oh, there's a spear. But he's quick to fight back, is Macho Man. He's still going here. Able to connect with all of those moves there. Big Show dazed temporarily. Shoved into the turnbuckle. And all of a sudden, Macho Man now has found a way to take the driver's seat in this one. This could be a huge win on its way for the Broken Kings. Pile driver there. Who would have thought that in this match with these two men, the Big Show would be in trouble. Tag made. Back in comes Matt now. And Matt looking to try and wear down Big Show. Uh-oh, that hasn't gone well. Over the top rope he goes. He hangs on, however. Oh, not for much longer. There he goes to the outside. A huge fall for Matt Hardy to contend with, and now this one continues on here on the outside. Now they get two, and you got to think the outside should theoretically help the Broken Kings, but it doesn't seem to be doing much of a good job there, as Matt Hardy gets thrown around courtesy of the Big Show. And this could be the end right here. Oh, okay, Big Show looks as if he had something in mind there for oh, that's what he had in mind for the Macho Man, sending him to the apron there. But Hardy with the counter. Somehow he finds a way to get a counter or two out. That was not a well thought out maneuver there by Matt Hardy, and he pays for it. Reverse DDT. Macho Man still recovering on the outside. There's a huge strike, not the huge punch by the Big Show. So at least there's a bit of mercy there for Matt Hardy to contend with. Throws him into the corner though. What will Matt look for here? Running drop kick, and he connects with it. And a cannibal sent on that. He really did not phase the Big Show with that one. Oh, drop kick right in the nether regions essentially. A very cheeky shot there by, oh my god, Matt Hardy throwing out all of these reversals all of a sudden. What will Matt look for now? Has him in place. Matt Hardy with a twist of fate. How did Matt Hardy pull that? How is the Broken Kings pulling this one off? Twist of fate. Tag made now. The Macho Man is in. And he's going up to the top. Can he pull it out of the bag? From the top. The elbow drop by Savage. This one could end it. Hardy's not paying attention. The cover. But oh my god. The Broken Kings win it. What a big surprise that one was. The Broken Kings are your winners in this one. For maybe the first time since they became a tag team. What a win that was for these two men. And certainly Matt Hardy is celebrating that one. And finds it, I imagine, rather delightful. Hardy, your winner. Hardy and Savage, your winner there. And they've worked over the Big Show of all people to get it. I didn't think I'd be saying this, but the Broken Hardys could well be on their way towards a potential title opportunity. And I truthfully didn't think I'd be saying that anytime soon. Well, there we go. That's a huge win for them, but yeah, I'm quite surprised by that one. Anyway, we're going to move on here to our main event of the evening. Bret the Hitman Hart has demanded that he should be in the main event, and now that he's lost his global championship, he's going to get just that, an opportunity against the NXT champion Kazuchika Okada. That's up next. Well, Bret has been waiting for this opportunity for some time, and now he gets it. But in the midst of everything going on, will Bret Hart be able to capitalize on it, I think, is the big question. You got to think Okada now knows 2 weeks from now he's got to fight Coren one-on-one. He's got to fight a man who has beaten him on one occasion in the ring before when they were one-on-one for that championship this time around, though. Does that change everything in Okada's mind? Is there worry in the mind of the NXT champion is the big question to ask there. And the honest answer is, I don't know. I'm not in Okada's mind. I can't say whether or not that is the case, but I feel like there is something within Okada that has him potentially worried about that main event, about that championship shot. But Okada cannot let that slip him by. He cannot let that overtake his mind. This is a man who has been champion now for nearly 6 months. He is set to become a champion for longer than 205 days if he can overcome Coren in 2 weeks' time. And there are only 2 other people, I believe, who have done that. Michael Bennett and Bobby Fish. Okada could be held in such high esteem as that if he overcomes Coren in 2 weeks. That's how incredible of a champion Okada's been for NXT. That's the great deal of that Okada has done for this brand. He has led this brand for these last 5 months. He has, well, nearly 6 months now. 6 months next week. He has led it for that long. Or was it in fact 6 months? Might even be 6 months today, actually, now that I think about it. As a matter of fact, no, it's 6 months tomorrow since Okada won that championship from Chris Sabin at the first NXT TakeOver. Okada has defended it at every other TakeOver. He has defended it on frequent occasions, and he is responsible for an awful lot of success coming NXT's way. Because people want to see the likes of Okada in action. They want to see the likes of the NXT Global Champion Kurt Angle. They want to see some of the younger guys, Tyler Bate, Cedric Alexander. They want to see them competing. That's what makes NXT so fresh, so new, so exciting. And Okada is the staple piece of it. He is the face of the brand. And while he may not ever have much to say, mostly because he can't speak English, but we'll gloss over that. While he may not have much to say when it matters, he lets his wrestling do the speaking for him. He's basically the silent face of NXT. But wherever you go, if you're in Full Sail, if you're at a TakeOver, if you're at an NXT live event and Okada's there, you can guarantee everyone in the crowd sides with Okada. And that is, I think, the huge difference that could make Okada retain that title in just 2 weeks. The fact that everyone loves and respects Okada and loathes Coren, I think it makes a huge difference. Coren, he welcomes that hate, though. He loves it when the people boo him, because he loves to prove everyone wrong. However, it could be said that in his attempt to try and prove everyone wrong, he could make a crucial error and get a little bit too confident, and Okada could overcome him with the crowd on his side and win that, and retain that title, rather, I should say. Look at Okada here, though, after a big start. Huge strikes there following up from that chain wrestling starter between the two men. And Okada now, huge German suplex. Bret Hart is going to have to do quite a bit here in his first match since losing that title. I mean, Bret Hart, he is a veteran in his own right. He's a former world champion. He's a Triple Crown champion within this universe as well. But, does Bret let these nerves overtake him? I don't think so. You know, like I think just because he's been around for so long and he's done so much, I don't think it gets to Bret Hart at all. Look at these strikes here by Bret. Atomic drop there. And Okada backed up into the turnbuckle, but he's quick to fight back as the NXT champion. Oh my god. Bret's come out fighting in this one. And it's certainly something to behold. Up on the apron now is Bret Hart, and it looks as if he's going to take a bit of a run up here on Okada. A huge clothesline there. Champ goes down, but he's right back up to his feet. Into the ring we go now, thanks to Okada, and he's suddenly gone a little bit more vicious. I think Okada needs to be vicious in these next 2 weeks. Here tonight, next week, and especially when they fight for the championship, because he needs to let Coren know that it's not going to be a walkover. He's not going to show up to Full Sail 2 weeks from now and just walk out with that belt. Okada will make sure of it. No matter what tough opponent he has to go through, like Bret Hart here tonight. Great DDT there by Okada, and a dropkick follows up. Bret is not getting it easy right now, as he shouldn't. Okada has had to make everyone fight for their position. Okada's had to fight for his own position. And he is proving how difficult it is here to stand out in NXT, and how difficult life is going to be for Coren when they meet in 2 weeks from now. Okada doing a great job here against Bret Hart, and he has him in position here, ready to strike. Tombstone for Bret. And it could well be the end of Bret Hart's chance to prove himself, because we know what Okada has in mind next. It has put away many an opponent, and he fooled us all. Alright, I was actually thinking that he would have looked for the Rainmaker there, but it seems as if Okada trying to catch people off guard, as opposed to going for almost a linear path, more so than anything. Bret, though, has found an opportunity to find his way back into this one, but now he's caught, now he's in trouble. Rainmaker! The champion has struck down Bret here. The Rainmaker doesn't finish it, though. Bret kicks out at 2. Okada thought that one was certainly a 3, and I was about to, would have been high and tail to agree with Okada there. I thought that was a 3, but Bret, the Hitman Hart, kicked out right at the very last moment. This one stays alive, but look at how Okada stays on the money, stays on the point, isn't distracted by the thought of winning or not, isn't distracted by trying to please the crowd. He knows they support him, and he knows they're going to cheer him on here. What an elbow drop there. All Okada look for here, turns him round, and is it going to be... Oh, it's an STF camel clutch here. Used this move in the past to make a few people tap out. Bret, I imagine for the second time in recent weeks, does not want to tap out here. And he is not going to. Huge elbow in the face there to Okada, who stumbles back a little bit. Bret going to look for a pile driver. Okada not a fan of that one. Okada with an opening here to capitalize, and he will do just that. Rainmaker! He caught him flush with a second one. This one, I think, will do the deal. Cover on Bret with 1, 2, and still Bret the Hitman Hart kicks out. Okada can't let himself get too worn out here. He can't let himself go too far, or else risk perhaps injuring something, which is the last thing he wants to happen. So close to that matchup 2 weeks from now. Cover here after that DDT by Bret. I'm amazed he's still able to fight back time and time again here. Look at how Okada, just that never say die attitude, fully expressing itself here. Rake of the eyes there though by Bret. Trying to keep Okada down here and in a bit of trouble, but it's not proving to be a success for the former global champion. Another drop kick in the face there for him to deal with, and Okada, feeling a little bit gassed out there maybe for a second, jumps in for a cover to try and restore some energy. I think that was a smart idea there by the champion, because he stays in control of this matchup as well. But now what will he look for? Might have been looking for some kind of strike there, maybe an uppercut, but it's Bret who all of a sudden has turned this around into his matchup. The excellence of execution has almost waded the storm that Okada was throwing at him, and now he's the one in the driver's seat of this matchup. Pointed his elbow there down onto the face of Okada. He could be in trouble here. The champ in big trouble. Low blow. Talk about Coren having no shame. It's the same for Bret. But Okada, how did he jump out of that one so quick? Roll up by Okada. Oh, he almost had him. He was seconds, well, he was a second away there from winning that one. And look at that, it's like Okada didn't even feel it. He's fought back from nowhere. Okada now with another tombstone. Will he look for it? Will he sight out a third Rainmaker here? Well, certainly not from the top rope, but Okada may look for something. Hits that big elbow drop again. Into the cover right after it. Looking to make the count. Can he get the win with it? There's 2 and Bret's still kicking out. This is not what Okada wants. This match is going on longer and longer, and it's wearing out more and more from this man. But look at Okada now. Screw the Rainmaker. He's had enough. A trio of short-arm clotheslines. Decking Bret. That one could end it. There's 2. There's 3. Okada wins. And it's almost as if in that last moment, the champion snapped. Almost as if he'd had enough of fighting Bret Hart, and he's letting the anger overtake him, which is exactly what this man wants to happen ahead of their title match. Turn around, turn around. Okada was none the wiser there, but the champion's fighting back. The champion can still fight on here, and I hope he does. I hope he's able to try something here against this man. Okada sweeps the leg of Coren. Oh my god, are we actually seeing this? Are we actually? We're seeing him fight back. Okada's capitalizing. The champion's having his way. Coren in a huge world of trouble now. Spun around. Okada. Rainmaker. Okada floors the challenger for the very first time. He is showing no remorse, no fear, and just anger. But look in the background. As Okada walked off, Coren stood. If that goes to show how close this match is going to be 2 weeks from now, you know exactly what we're going to be in for. Okada hits the Rainmaker, but the challenger even stands at the end of it. I hope I'm not calling him the champion 2 weeks from now. Okada wins more than once here tonight, but will he be the winner 2 weeks from now when they meet for that NXT championship? We'll find out. You can feel the mood changing in NXT. Let's just hope it's to a more positive one following that night. Anyway, that'll end this episode of Universe. I'll see you tomorrow for Battleground. Thank you guys for watching. Take it, guys, and ta-ra.